Hello friends, James Stevenson back with part 2 of my Tesla earnings forecast video review series. I'll show you some charts in this video for Tesla deliveries. Before I get to that, let's show you Loki, who is alert and ready to assist me with today's video, which is also an episode of Breakfast with Loki. Let's get Loki his breakfast. There you go, buddy. Yes. There you go. Okay, if Loki is interested in eating his breakfast right now, he'll come over and I'll move the Loki's bed cam so you don't miss a moment of the thrilling action as Loki dives right in to his breakfast immediately. Wow. I said the action was going to be thrilling, and Loki did not disappoint today. He is ready to eat. And while he does that, you can keep an eye on him and the Loki's cam right here below me. I'll be over here looking at this thread that I tweeted out last weekend saying hello friends. I like to say hello friends when I log on. I stole it from Jim Nantz. He says that on all of his broadcasts. That's an American sports broadcaster for those of you who are not in the U.S. I know most of my audience is American or Canadian and male. But I like to be welcoming of everyone who's viewing these videos. So yeah, I'm making a bunch of videos. This is video number 2. I hope you already saw video number 1. Let me drag this up just a little bit and make that a little bit cleaner. Yeah. So is Q3 going to break all records like Q1 and Q2 did? No, not for deliveries. It probably won't. Elon warned us. Right, Loki? Yes. Elon warned us that there was going to be production downtime during Q3 and that was going to limit the amount of production and therefore the number of vehicles that can be delivered. So let's expect for both of those to be close to, but not all-time records. Then, Loki, did you eat all of your breakfast already? You did? Well, then you're a good boy. And you get dessert? You have earned your dessert, buddy. Yes. And break it up into little bits for you for your tiny little throat. Tiny little delicate chihuahua. There you go, buddy. Good boy. Love you. All right. So, we're not going to have records, which is the way that I opened up my 69 tweet thread. This is kind of a tradition. If you haven't been following me that long, I put out 4 69 tweet threads per year, one for every quarter. After I've read the previous 10Q or 10K, if it was the start of a new year, they call the annual report the 10K, and the other 3 quarterly reports are 10Q. You can thank the U.S. government for that distinction. So this one I've already reviewed. I talked about that one in part 1, so if you haven't watched part 1, go watch that part first. On the next slide, I said Tesla will break all previous production and delivery records in 2023 for the full year by a wide margin, as they've done for many years now. And then they'll do it again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, etc. That's what I believe is going to happen. I could be wrong, but I haven't been wrong for the past 5 or 6 years that Tesla's been breaking their annual production and deliveries records every year. And yeah, the growth story is just getting started. What are we looking at here? This is chart number 2. This is a sexy chart. S3XY are the only Tesla models being shown on this chart, even though other models are going to be sold over this time period. So in the actuals, from 2018 through Q2 of 2023, only these 4 models were sold and a few dozen semis, and Tesla doesn't even include semi in their production and delivery report because the amounts are immaterial. Tesla is still losing money because they haven't passed their break-even point on the Tesla Semi yet. They're still testing those with one customer, Frito-Lay Pepsi Co., whatever the name of that company is now. So Semi will be produced in higher volumes later, but for now it's pretty low volume product. And then Cybertruck, of course, a lot of buzz about that on X every day these days, with production release candidates being produced in Austin for Cybertruck. But let's look at this chart, which excludes both of those. You can see S is in red here. Man, for a while that red was so small you couldn't even see it. This was the Plaid refresh right here early in 2021, before the Model S Plaid came back onto the market. This is not a high-selling vehicle. It's got a pretty high price point for a lot of this time period. It was priced over $100,000, and less than 2% of car buyers can afford to buy a car in that range, or choose to. So you don't sell lots of S or X. X is in blue here. So these blue bars were a little chunkier back before Model 3 was widely available, and then as soon as the Model 3 ramped up a lot, you see Model 3 here in white, as soon as plenty of Model 3s were available, a lot of people were charmed by its value and wanted to buy Model 3 more than Model X. You can see it also disappeared for a while during the Plaid refresh before coming back. It came back after the Model S did. Model S Plaid was the first one back from that downtime and line upgrade. And then we've got Model Y. Model Y is dominating this chart. Most of the bars here from 2022 onward are Model Y. So it's more than half of Tesla sales are just the Model Y crossover luxury SUV. It's the #1 selling EV in the world. It's also the #1 selling vehicle in the world, unless you want to be really pedantic about the Toyota Corolla by including the Corolla Cross SUV, which isn't even built on the Corolla platform. It's built on the 4Runner platform, I think. They just gave it, the word Corolla appears in the model name, so sometimes you'll see a Tesla hater saying that Model Y isn't the top-selling vehicle in the world because the Corolla is, but they really have to bend the rules a lot to make that work. And then in my forecast, that shouldn't even be a problem going forward, because Tesla will be selling so many Model Ys produced at all 4 Tesla final vehicle assembly plants globally, Fremont, Shanghai, Austin, and Berlin, that it'll be the clear #1 selling vehicle in the world going forward, and a heck of a bargain. A lot of places that have EV tax credits, like in the US, there's a federal $7,500 EV tax credit, and a lot of states will tack on a nice tax credit to that as well, making Model Y extremely competitive against anything else you might want to buy. And that's that chart. Do I want to end this video here? Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop for this video. I'll check back in with Loki. Let me move this camera back over. See, that was a good reason to stop the video there, was to reset the Loki cam here, with Loki curled up and digesting his breakfast. And with that, I'll say, if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already and you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave a button over here where you can subscribe. Or if you're on Twitter, you can subscribe to me there. Or if you're on Patreon, thank you for your support. That's the only way you'd be able to watch it on Patreon, is if you were already supporting me. But a special shout out to my 2 executive producers, Kathy Kitcheler and Rebellionaire.com, and I'll see you in the next one.